Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal Champions League time. We are back again. Girona against Arsenal is next up, match day 8. And listen, we've done most of our job. 95% of the job is done. We are definitely going to be in the top 8, but obviously we want to finish as high as possible. If you win this game, we probably finish 2nd or 3rd. If you draw the game, maybe drop down to like 4th or 5th. But if you lose the game, you could drop down up to 7th or 8th. But I think we've done our job in terms of finishing in the top 8. Now, at the beginning of the season, I did say that out of the 8 games, I'm expecting 5 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Now, the loss that I expected was against Inter Milan, and we actually lost that game. And the 2 draws I expected were against Atalanta away and Sporting away. Now, we drew with Atalanta in the first game, but we beat Sporting, and that result was huge because that is basically what has put us in this position of being a little bit comfortable. That win against Sporting, because if we had lost that game as everyone was expecting us to lose, literally after losing against Inter Milan, things would have been different. But we've picked up the win against Sporting and now things are comfortable. That is what you need to do in the Champions League. You win your home games, which we have without conceding any goal. We've won all 4 of those games, some good wins there against PSG, Monaco, such teams. Now away from home, we've beaten Sporting, but we've done our job. Now it's Girona next up. Girona, they've already been eliminated from the Champions League this season. They only have 3 points so far, so they literally don't have anything to play for apart from pride. So it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this game. Are they going to, put everyone in the lineup and try to beat us? Are they just going to rest players for their league games? Are they going to play full power? How are Arsenal going to play this game? Are we going to use the full team as well, or are we going to, basically relax the team a little bit? I don't know. So for me, we've done most of our job. And even with the rotated team, I expect us to still win this game. Again, as I said, 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. So far we have 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So you basically, from my prediction, I'm expecting a draw in this game from the beginning of the season. But I think we can win this game and make it 6 wins out of 8 games. That would be great. Finish in the top 3, that would be absolutely lovely. We get to relax during the knockout playoff games. We get to relax and wait for our round of 16 opponent to be drawn in a couple of weeks' time. Now, Girona only have 2 wins since the start of December. Up to now, we're approaching the start of February, almost 2 months. They only have 2 wins. Now, they're still in a good place in their league. I think they're 8th, but in the Champions League, as I've said, they've already been eliminated. So this is a game that we should be trying to win. It's going to be an interesting game because there's a player who's been linked to Nepan. He's been linked to Arsenal and Girona at the same time at the moment. And obviously, there's the little bit of connection there with Man City, Girona being a Man City team. So how are we going to approach this game? We're just going to want to beat them because of the Man City factor as well. That's going to be interesting. Donny van der Beek is there as well. Donny van der Beek is obviously married to Dennis Bergkamp's child, so there's also a connection there as well. Maybe Dennis Bergkamp will be there watching and all that, but those are the few connections that we have with them. They still have some really good players. I think Brian Gill is there, Donny van der Beek is there. They do have some good players, but again, as I said, I don't know if those players are going to play or they're going to rotate the team. But either way, it's a game that we can win. It's a game we don't have to win it, but I'd be happy with the win. But I'm happy to rotate the team in this game because next up we have Man City and then we have Newcastle, and those 2 games are way bigger than this one right now. We have to beat Man City, especially if Liverpool drop points to Bournemouth over the weekend. That becomes a crucial game. And on top of that, you simply have to beat Man City because if Man City beat us, they're only 3 points behind us. So that would not be great. And after that, we have Newcastle, the second leg, which we need to go full force in that game and try to win it. And then after that, we have a break. So I'll dress a few players for this game. Target the Man City and Newcastle games, and then after that we have like a 10-day break. The players will be going to Dubai again, and then we come back and face Leicester in the leagues because you're not in the FA Cup, you're not going to be playing in the qualifying rounds of the Champions League. So we've bought ourselves some time, but it's a game that I think we can win. Now, in terms of players being tired, a lot of people make jokes about Havertz and all that, but I always look at this team and I'm like, if Havertz was not there, we'd be even in more deep trouble because we literally don't have anyone else who can play there. He doesn't always score, but he's still our top scorer this season. He still scored some crucial goals this season. And, the last couple of games, yes, he's missed against Wolves, against United, against Newcastle, but in and around there, he still scored some goals. If he was not there, we'd be in more trouble than we are right now. And I think he's played way too many games. Like, we never get to rest him. Havertz rarely gets subbed. He always plays 90 minutes. I think this is a game to rest him. A player like Timber, I think, has also played too much after an ACL injury. We haven't had anyone to play there because, Ben White has been out, Tomiyasu has been out. On the other side, Calafiori has been out, Zinchenko has been out, Tierney has been out. He's literally had to play a lot of games. And then there's the interesting fact of, Saliba is just coming back from, a hamstring niggle, basically a scare. Is he going to be rested for this game, or do we rest him to come up against Haaland over the weekend? Same with Gabriel. He's had to play a lot of games as well. Should we rest him for that game? If we rest both of them, who plays there? Luckily, Calafiori is back, Kiva is back, so I have a lineup in mind. Declan Rice as well. Through this tough period this month in January, Declan Rice has been incredible in almost all of those games. I know he has missed some chances in the headers against United and the last game against, I think, Dinamo Zagreb, but in terms of the performances and the work rate and the chances created and the set pieces being on point every single time, scored some goals as well. He's been absolutely incredible for us, Declan Rice. The reason why we didn't even really feel like we were down to 10 men the other day is because of players like Declan Rice. So he's very, very crucial, and I think we need him badly for that Man City and Newcastle those games. That's another player I probably would rest. So Odegaard, I don't know if he's going to be okay for this game. Merino, I don't know if he's going to be okay for this game. But I do have a lineup in mind. So let's get to it straight away. So in goal again, I think Raya will be chasing the Golden Glove in the Champions League. I think he has 5 clean sheets, and some of Inter Milan has 6. So I think Raya would want to play and keep a clean sheet. I don't know if he's going to play. We are going to start Neto. But because basically, if we don't play Neto in this game, we won't see him again. We won't see him unless we go through in the Carabao Cup, and I doubt if we go through, Neto is the one who's going to start in the final anyway. I really doubt. So for me, I'm just going to start with Raya, and then defensively is where I'm going to make a lot of changes. Now, centre-backs, as I've said, I still feel we might concede if we change the lineup. In terms of defense, that is fine. Can we get a couple of goals up front and outscore them? That is what I'd go for. So defensively, thankfully, Calafiori is back. So that is what I'd do. I'd have Calafiori and Kivi as the centre backs for this game. Saliba is just coming back from a hamstring, niggle the other day. I don't want him to play this game. There's absolutely no need. Gabriel, okay, if Gabriel plays maybe 45 minutes and gets subbed off, I'd be okay with it. But Saliba don't want to see him in this game. And equally, I don't want to see Timber as well in this game. So Calafiori and Kivi as the centre-backs. I'd have Zinchenko at left-back, and Lewis Kelly suspended for, or unless it gets overturned, I don't know. But if he doesn't get overturned, he won't play against the next 2 games pretty much. So I'd have him on the right side. Let's try him on the right side for this game. There's other ways you can play it. You could obviously have, I was thinking maybe Lewis Kelly in midfield. If you're going to start Timber at right back, maybe have Lewis Kelly in midfield. That is what I was thinking. But that is my defense. Zinchenko, Calafiori, Kivio, and Lewis Kelly. That doesn't mean you're going to concede 3-4 goals. No, I mean, Zinchenko's good on the ball. Calafiori, Kivio, they're still very good defenders. Maybe Kiv is not on the level of Saliba and Gabriel, but yeah, he's not as bad as Sylvester and Mustafi that we had before. So that is what I'd have in terms of the defense. Midfield wise, I would have again, as I said, I'm resting Declan Rice. So Odegaard is going to start for me in the number 10 position because he didn't play the other day. And then I am going to start Merino if he's fit. If Merino is there, I'm going to start Merino next to Odegaard. And then in the number 6 position, I was thinking Partey, Jorginho. I'm probably going to go for Partey. Or if he's going to get rested, no problem if you start Jorginho. But I don't want to rotate the entire team. That is what I'm trying to avoid. So I've already rotated the defense a lot. So I'm going to have Partey, Odegaard, and Merino if he's fit. If Merino is not there, then maybe I'd play Nwaneri in that position. I don't know. Then up front, I'd have Nwaneri on the right side. And then, as I said, I'm going to rest Havertz for this one. He's played way too many games. So that means we either start Sterling, Martinelli, Trossard, 2 from that 3. I am going to start Martinelli on the left and Trossard up front. There's a game Trossard came on, I think, the other day and played up front for like 20 minutes. Let's try it in this game. So Martinelli, Trossard, and Nwaneri up front. If you get a couple of goals, great. Then you take off Calafiori, you take off, players like Odegaard, you take off players like Martinelli, and you give opportunities to Sterling, Jorginho to come off the bench, maybe Tierney as well. Again, you could also have Zinchenko, Lewis Kelly in midfield and start Tierney at the back if you want, but that is the lineup I would go for. And then ideally you bring on the likes of Oyedeji. We don't need to bring on players like Rice and Havertz. In fact, a player like Saliba and player like Saliba, just leave him back in England. No need to travel. So that is the lineup. And then my prediction, I am going to go for, I think the last day is going to be a bit of an open game. I think they could get a goal. Could they? I don't know which kind of lineup they're going to start. But if you rotate the entire team, Liverpool played them and they won 1-0. But that day, Girona had so many chances as well. But maybe I'm going to go for Girona 1. And I'm going to go for Arsenal 2. I'm just going to go for 2-1 winning this one. I wanted to go for 2-0, but I think they could get a goal. I was thinking 3-1, but it depends if you take the foot off the pedal because we have Man City and Newcastle coming up. But yes, I am going to go for 2-1 Arsenal win. That is my prediction. That is my lineup. Let me know what your prediction is. Let me know what your lineup is. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.